Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vader, aka Pro Benchwarmer, and welcome back to another episode of Box Benchwarmers, a series where we discuss every incomplete archetype in Duel Links, their relative history within our meta, and what cards do they need to become competitive. Now, if you're enjoying this series, hit that like button and subscribe for more weekly content. Today, I'm going to be going off of my last video and continuing it. So, last video was Dark Magician, Yami Yugi. I wanted to do Magnet Warriors for Yugimoto, Young Yugi, and it's an archetype that I like a lot. It's an archetype that he used in the anime, and every time we had a Yugimoto event, it was Magnet Warriors. Now, Magnet Warriors is a really cool archetype because they're just vanilla monsters that in the anime melded together to become Valkyrion, the Electromagnet Warrior. The Magnet Warrior, and I thought that was really cool. I thought it actually was a fusion, but it's not. So screw you, anime, for throwing me the hell off. But we did get a lot of Magnet Warrior support and play in the meta early into Duel Links, but as of recently, they've faded into nothing. I'm pretty sure people just forgot that they exist in the game. However, there are a bunch of cards that can be added for Magnet Warrior that can actually make them as explosive as many other decks in the meta and actually keep up. But we have to speed up with time. You're gonna see where I'm coming with that. You're gonna have to speed up with time. So Magnet Warrior's history in our meta exists through when we had the Yugi events and he gave us Valkyrion, so people were playing Magnet Warriors, and then we got Delta added in the card trader, so Delta dumps Magnet Warriors into the graveyard, and then you can just easily turbo out Valkyrion. When Delta gets sent to the graveyard, you just banish 3 Magnet Warriors except for Delta, especially summon Valkyrion from the deck. That's great, but Valkyrion is pretty much a glorified vanilla. It doesn't do anything when it's on the field unless you use Alpha, Beta, and Gamma to get it out, because then it can pop itself and get Alpha, Beta, and Gamma back onto the field. But no one's doing that because that means you're running a bunch of vanillas. They did come back when we started to work around with Endless Trap Hell, and I believe Trimid Pulse. People started using Magnet Warriors again, and when we had Gaia Earthplate Giant, or I think I said that name wrong, but it gave Magnet Warriors an alternative boss monster to Valkyrion, who is once again a glorified vanilla beater once it hits the field. It's a strong boy, but it's also just a vanilla boy. It's not doing anything. So I want to make this archetype actually competitive, and we got one of the pieces to it, which is right here. Let me scroll over so I can get to it. Is Beta the Electromagnet Warrior. Now, what the Electromagnet Warriors do is actually increase consistency to the deck. They are level 3 rock earth monsters that are Magnet Warriors, so they can have a natural synergy with Magnet Warriors, and when they are normal and special summon, they do something with the deck attributed to Magnet Warriors, and then they can pop themselves on your opponent's turn to special summon a level 4 Magnet Warrior from the deck, which you're going to be special summoning Delta each time, since Delta is just a foolish burial for Magnet Warriors. So we already have Beta. The first new card I want to mention is actually either Alpha or Gamma, because all of them got a retrain and all of them are really good. So let's go one by one, and we're going to talk about Alpha first. Alpha's effect says when it's normal special summon, you can add 1 level 8 Magnet Warrior monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use that effect once per turn. During your opponent's turn, you can tribute this card and special summon a level 4 Magnet Warrior from your deck, and that's a quick effect, which is amazing because you can special summon a Delta and then send another Electromagnet Warrior to the graveyard. This lets you add a level 8 Magnet Warrior, which is Valkyrion is a level 8 Magnet Warrior, and we're gonna get into the next one later on. The next card is actually Gamma. Gamma states when this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior from your hand, except for another copy of Gamma, which is great because it lets you have some type of board presence, and it has the same other effect where during your opponent's turn, you contribute this card and special summon 1 level 4 Magnet Warrior from your deck, once again going into Delta to put the necessary pieces in the graveyard. These cards are really good. Alpha especially because it's a level 3 1700 attack monster, so it actually is kind of beefy for itself. Beta just lets you grab a Magnet Warrior from the deck to your hand, which is still really good. You can get one of these guys, so that's great. They add for a lot of consistency. They move cards to where they're supposed to be in the hand with Alpha and Beta. Gamma putting another Magnet Warrior onto the field, fantastic. And then they all pop on your opponent's turn into Delta, so you actually can put 3 Magnet Warriors in the graveyard on your opponent's turn, which is fantastic, especially if you're going with Valkyrion, but also especially important if you're going with Berserk Young, the Electromagnet Warrior. I feel like we are ready for Berserk Young. Berserk Young is that boy. Berserk Young makes this deck nasty. Berserk Young looks at Valkyrion and goes, I'm you, but better, dude. I actually have effects on the field. I actually can do something. So this card says, cannot be normal summon a set. Must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 1 Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, the Electromagnet Warriors, from your hand, graveyard, and or face up in your monster zone. That is fantastic. When they're in the graveyard, they're still material. When they're in your hand, they're still material. Berserk Young is so easy to summon. So easy to summon. Alright, so you can banish 1 level 4 Magnet Warrior from your graveyard, target 1 card your opponent controls, and destroy it. This is not once per turn. Not once per turn. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card is in its owner's possession is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you can target each one of the banished Alpha, Beta, or Gamma, the Electromagnet Warriors, and special summon them. So it puts monsters back onto the field when it leaves the field by either battle or card effect. Fantastic. And also it just pops cards on your opponent's side of the field. The 300 attack 8-star monster. This is looking like Archfiend Emperor, but however, Archfiend Emperor is easier to summon, but it's once per turn. You feel me? You easily just throw it on the field, banish a Archfiend card, pop a card your opponent controls. This card says you have to banish 3 cards from your graveyard, field, or hand, and then you can just pop cards with whatever Magnet Warriors is left in your graveyard. But you kind of thinking to yourself, how are you gonna have mad Magnet Warriors in your graveyard? If you have this on the field, you've just banished 3. You don't have any more in your graveyard unless you have Delta there, and banishing Delta, cool, but like now you have nothing in your graveyard. You're getting 1 pop. Why does Vade keep saying this is not once per turn? So this leads you to the next card that I think would break this deck. Is actually Burial from a Different Dimension. So simple. Target 3 banished monsters, return them to the graveyard. So you special summon Berserk Young by banishing 3, pop 1 card with Delta, sending that to the banished zone, then send 3 banished monsters back into the graveyard and pop 3 other cards. This is not once per turn, and it's a quick effect. So it's so good. Not quick effect, it's a quick play. You know what I'm saying with that. But it's so good. If you open up with Gamma and Alpha, you literally have game on turn 3. This deck would be bananas. To me, it's kind of like Mask Heroes, except slower than Mask Heroes, because Mask Change is just way better than this in every way, shape, or form. It keeps up with the meta because you're popping back row for Amazonas, you're popping monsters for Mask Heroes, you're popping monsters for spell books. You're not activating spell cards other than Burial from a Different Dimension to keep up with Fur Hire, and these cards put themselves in the graveyard. As long as you can stay alive to the next turn, you are good to get out Berserk Young. Like, I feel like this will make Magnet Warriors actually competitive back into our meta and actually be refreshing to actually get. But you know, Konami just don't like giving us ace monsters for characters, right? Like, I was gonna wait for the whole video, but we just got Zane and we ain't getting no Cyber Dragons. Like, what's good, Konami? Was really good. If you're not gonna give us Cyber Dragons and we're about to go into 5Ds, at least give me Berserk Young. Like, just slide me 1 Berserk Young and be like, my boy, I got you. Here's Alpha, here's a couple Gammas, here's a Berserk Young. I got you, my boy. Like, at least for me. But that's my opinion. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm just really hyped for Magnet Warriors because I really like Magnet Warriors, and they have no shine in the TCG. Let them shine in Duel Links, please. But I'm gonna get going. That's a wrap.